Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to teach you why our agency loves YouTube ads and why we spent over $5.3 million on YouTube advertising. Here's the thing about YouTube versus Facebook. I often find that they have their own purposes, but in general, I just prefer YouTube ads. So let's go over some of the differences between YouTube and Facebook. So one of the key differences is that, in my opinion, Facebook ads is more user-friendly for a beginner marketer, while YouTube ads is better for intermediate or expert marketers. So if you have a new business, if you have a new offer, if you're starting out with internet marketing, I think Facebook is probably easier to figure out and make work as compared to YouTube. On the other hand, YouTube is where brands go if they want to scale. This is where you go if you want to be hitting hundreds of thousands of dollars in ad spend with stability. Now, why is Facebook better for beginners? Reason number one is you don't need video ads. You can start out with image ads. And if you're starting out, having to throw another type of ad on there, having to shoot videos can be difficult. And if you're an e-commerce brand, yes, it's just easier to get images up. So because of that, you have a lower barrier of entry, thus allowing you to get started easier without much work. Now, the second reason why Facebook is easier for beginners is I often find that at the beginning stages, YouTube can be harder to make profitable. When you're just starting out with a new account, it can be really frustrating to run YouTube ads because sometimes some audiences just don't work at all. So you kind of have to test a bunch of things. And that's kind of why we tell our clients to be patient, because sometimes in the first week of running ads, the ads just bomb, and then you have to try something else and try some new audiences, and it starts working. So if you're a beginner without much money, YouTube can drain your pocket in that initial 30 days or so. And number three is that I think it's easier to be very profitable at $300 a day with Facebook, and with YouTube it requires a bit more work to get to $300 a day spent profitably. Although that is slowly changing, because recently over the last few weeks what we've seen is new offers becoming profitable in 10 days. So we're seeing new offers getting profitable faster. A lot of that I think has to do with Google's algorithm getting better for YouTube ads. So essentially at beginner stages, you need to do more work, shoot videos, test more audiences, and it's just a little bit harder. The platform's a little bit less user-friendly. And that's why I would say if you're a complete beginner, go start out with Facebook ads. And then once you're at a point where you're profitable with Facebook, scale out to YouTube. Now, let me tell you why I think YouTube is 10 times better for intermediate and advanced advertisers, and why I think YouTube is way better for scaling. So reason number one is there's less competition on YouTube. So that same reason I gave you why it's easier for beginners to start, which is that you don't need to shoot video, is the reason why there's so much less competition on YouTube. Everybody's running Facebook ads, but nobody's running YouTube ads. There are 6 times as many marketers that use Facebook ads versus YouTube ads. 6 times. You're competing with 6 times as many people running ads. How mind-blowing is that? And if you're an e-commerce company, 95% of e-commerce companies simply don't want to do video ads. They're happy and comfortable with image ads, and even if they're doing video ads, they're most likely not doing YouTube. So that extra barrier of entry makes it a situation where you can go in there and you're essentially able to take over if you're the first mover. So for example, if you're the first e-commerce company in your space to go on YouTube and start pushing spend hard, you can just take over because your competition is not doing that. You can get all the inventory for really cheap. We're often seeing with e-commerce, especially because nobody in e-com does this, YouTube ads are just golden. Now, the second reason why I prefer YouTube to Facebook for scaling is that Facebook will suspend your ad account for so many reasons, right? So Facebook can suspend or ban ad accounts left and right, while Google is a lot more lenient. Now, I find this to be extremely important because, for example, recently I heard that a lot of the big info marketers on Facebook got their accounts suspended. That just plain sucks. So what I would suggest is really getting into YouTube ads if you have your Facebook ads working, because you don't want to be left with no income. And what I find also is that in my 5 years of running YouTube ads, I've had like 1 account suspension. And that's been over so many ad accounts. With Facebook ads, you'll often get to $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day, and then your ad account will get suspended. You'll spend a month trying to get it back, and then you can maybe start the scaling process again, or you have to start from scratch. So because of that reason, I prefer YouTube because you don't get your ad account suspended, you're not going to kill momentum, you can just go from A to Z and be able to scale fast. Now, the third reason I love YouTube is that there's just massive inventory, right? Like, there are so many videos about all kinds of different niches. YouTube is where people go to engage with the things they like to do. This is where they go to learn new skills. This is where they go to engage with their hobbies. So if you're targeting people who have a certain affinity, who are trying to learn a skill, who are trying to, achieve a goal, YouTube is the perfect place. Facebook is where people go to just mind numb themselves. Like, I don't even scroll through the Facebook feed anymore because it's just mind-numbing BS. So YouTube is honestly better in terms of inventory. Now, the other cool thing about YouTube is, yeah, Facebook's algorithm might work better at like $300 a day, but if you want to scale from $300 a day to $1,000 a day to $10,000 a day, it's just so much easier to go with YouTube ads. We found that we've been able to scale accounts to $7,500, $10,000 a day without CPAs really increasing. Like, cost per lead, cost per acquisition haven't really gone up much, while with Facebook, they go crazy. And again, that comes down to the huge inventory. So with YouTube, scaling is generally a lot easier than with Facebook ads. And this is weird, but we actually have seen cases where ROAS increases as spend increases. For example, recently with an e-com client, when we increased spend from 1,000 a day to 3,000 a day, the ROAS actually went up. So that was kind of mind-blowing for us. Now, in summary, I think if you're a beginner, Facebook is solid to start with. But honestly, if you want to really scale your brand, your offer, then YouTube ads is the place to go. And if you're interested in scaling your brand, feel free to book a call below through the link I'll be putting in there. And if you like this video, subscribe so I can keep making more videos. Cheers.
Walk with our feet on the ground, and we will talk with our head in the clouds, and we will walk with our feet on the ground.